Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We are going to be kicking off the NFL season on NBC with the Bears and Packers coming up real soon. But the San Francisco 49ers are going to be kicking off on Sunday. We got a 1 o'clock start against the Tampa Bay Bucs. I think if everybody in the NFL, this is probably one of the best teams that I'm hoping for the Niners to play. I can honestly tell you that if you were to put the skill of the 49ers and the skill of the Bucs, I've got Madden. I don't really play just like straight up. I play career mode. That's what I do, face the franchise. But I'm sure that if I put in to play the 49ers with the Bucs, I bet you that their overall skill levels are probably right about the same. This is probably a team that the 49ers are going to match up really well against. Let me start off this with the current head topic of the NFL is that Antonio Brown is possibly going to be suspended to start the season by the Oakland Raiders. Antonio Brown, when he was trying to get out of Pittsburgh, one of the teams that he pointed at was the San Francisco 49ers, said that he wanted to come play for the franchise that Jerry Rice made famous. He wanted to, be the new GOAT. He wanted to be the new greatness. He wanted to sort of like bring the wide receiver core of the San Francisco 49ers back up to its prominent level that it used to be. Let us say that, I guess that we survived that one, and he's not going to be coming here. He's a member of the Oakland Raiders, and I can say the Raiders gave up a lot for him, and he's not really going to be helping them to start the season. My guess is that I honestly thought that he made a lot of stink during the off season, and probably made more than the Raiders thought he was going to. But I thought that he would go out week one, catch 100 yards receiving, probably 2 touchdowns, and all would be forgotten, and it'd be off to the races for the Raiders. But instead, the Raiders are going to be the Raiders, and it's hard for me to talk shit about them when the Niners are as bad as they've been. And we're really hoping that this is the year that we're going to turn it around. Jimmy Garoppolo under center. Hopefully he can start and finish this season. Of course, everybody points back to 2 years ago where we finished on a 5-0 run when Garoppolo starting, and we finished out the year with 5 straight wins. Possibly hurt ourselves in the process by making our draft number plummet, but it is what it is. I think that as a San Francisco 49er fan, I needed those wins, and I think a lot of other guys did. So hopefully Garoppolo, he doesn't really have a lot of help. I think that would honestly be one of the biggest things, is that I wish the Niners would have beefed up that wide receiver core. One of the reasons why I wanted Antonio Brown to come here. But when you look at the matchup, I mean, I really think that this is going to be a really good game for the 49ers and the Bucs. Winston, of course, fighting to, I guess you can basically say, save his career. I think this is a contract season for him. He doesn't have a deal going into this year, if I remember right. He's really going to be having to go out there and see what he can do, because I think that he has tools that people see in him. But after 4 years in the league, if he's not able to really get it done, I think that this is really going to hurt his chances finding a spot in the league for him to be a starter next season. It seems like almost everybody in the league as of right now, unless somebody really gives up on somebody, has a spot for, their starting quarterback pretty much all tangled up, and unless, the Patriots job really just finally comes up. 49ers, I think we have a lot of expectations on this season. I think that easily 9 wins is possibly our goal. Of course, we play 2 games against the Rams, heavily favored to reach the NFC championship game, going on to the Super Bowl. Yet once again, they came up empty. I think they did not play the game that I think a lot of people thought was going to. But then again, a lot of people are thinking that if Gurley really isn't able to come back into form, they might not be the team that we thought they were. A lot like what happened to the Chiefs when they lost their running back last year. That team really wasn't the same team. I was surprised that they were able to pull off a victory in the playoffs. That was one of my bold predictions going into the playoffs last year. That was that the Chiefs would lose their first game. They were able to pull it off, but not able to punch in the big one to go to the Super Bowl. I don't really even know who my favorites are to win the AFC and the NFC this year. I think there's so many teams that sort of have the same skill level. There's so many teams that are putting it together, and there's so many teams that are just lost trying to see what they're going to do in the future. So hopefully the Niners, I think 10 wins would be our max. 10-6, that's a damn good season. 9-7, pretty good as well, especially considering where we've been. So we're going to be looking forward to Sunday. No McKinnon for the second season in a row. I think we're at the point where we might just want to call that a wash. He's going to start the season on injured reserve. I don't think he's going to be coming back. So Matt Beretta in the backfield. We've also got Copeland? No, shoot. The guy who came over from Atlanta. They're going to be sort of running back by committee. I don't know what Matt Beretta did last year to make him to make the coaching staff think that he lost that job. So I think that he is a good starter in this league. He was leading the NFL in rushing for 4 to maybe 5 weeks on the season last year before the offensive line just went to hell. He got hurt and just wasn't able to put up those games anymore. But I think he was one of the big surprises of the NFL season last year. So see what that defense can do. Hopefully the defense can get us some holds and we can punch a ticket to starting the season 1-0 and putting together the year that we thought we were going to have last year.